Americans have read it. What is something the rest of the world needs to hear? Animals in Yellowstone will kill you. Edit. Thank you everyone for the gifts. Solo cups come in a variety of colors. Water should always be free at restaurants. No, in the South, we do not all have alligators in our backyards. If someone tells you otherwise, they're lying. There are no alligators in Ba Sing Se. You can ski and surf on the same day in California. Edit. Just to clarify, the weather in the mountains could go as low as 30 degrees Fahrenheit, -1 degree Celsius, but the weather at our SoCal beaches could be as high as 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius, in the winter. P.S. Thank you for all the upvotes. Our state governments hold more power over our daily lives than the federal government. The laws can vary pretty significantly across state lines aside from commonalities like no murder, robbery, reckless driving, etc., and even those sometimes can be punished very differently from state to state. It's almost like 50 similar-minded neighboring nations, and a couple territories, under one union. Still, water in public bathrooms should be free around the world. The U.S. doesn't do a lot of things right, but we generally have free water fountains and public bathrooms in most places. Bison are not to be petted. Stay far away from them. Some of us do know our geography. Okay, Florida. People have brought up the open records laws, but there's another element. Florida is America's official second chance state. Imagine if your country had a region where all the fuck-ups from the rest of the country flocked to and they could no longer make a go of it in their hometown. That's Florida. A tropical climate, a relatively low cost of living, and a job market that's remarkably resilient is all very attractive to a meth head from Ohio who just got shit canned from Burger King. So they drive their 98 Explorer south until they see palm trees, get themselves a trailer outside Ocala, and boom, Florida man is born. Add in retirees who think that 20 miles per hour is an appropriate highway speed, Cubans who say they're getting their sugarcane plantations back any day now, and clueless tourists in rental cars wearing head-to-toe Disney shit. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the state of Florida. Removed. When threatened, Americans will deploy a colorful neck shroud in a show of dominance and can spit venom up to 15 feet. This country is big. People in this country get culture shock from moving within the same state and through different regions. This is, personally, why I find most generalizations of Americans funny. Also, stop asking people who say they're from NYC how many times they go to California. And vice versa. It's far and expensive lol every time I'm in Europe someone asks me this question. Bet a lot of us, most of us, in a lot of cases, do not support everything our government has ever done. I did not get a vote on the Iraq War. Please stop acting as if every single one of us is to blame for it. Canadian here. Just want to say I think the USA is a wonderful place and that most of you are fantastic, kind, wonderful people. We aren't all just like you see on TV. We only have a few hundred years of recorded history, so yeah, we talk about our Civil War, etc., because we haven't had 10 civil wars and thousands of battles and centuries of political suppression. Also, since we are so new, we do talk about our European/Asian/African heritage. I don't want to be car dependent. I have to be. If I could bike everywhere in a reasonable amount of time, I probably would. But biking to my work takes an hour because our city sprawls so much and our bike paths are not good and car traffic usually is higher on priority lists than bikes, so our bike lanes are usually non-existent or minimal. And I live in one of the best cities/areas to bike in, according to some lists online. We eat other things besides McDonald's and fast food. In accordance with human tradition, we own the moon. I'm Native American, so do my fellow countrymen, and across borders, I may get some limited government benefits. My tribe is more important in that factor. I don't get free college, I do get tribal scholarships. I don't get easy free healthcare, have access, but it's in a format and location that makes it hard. I don't try to be unhealthy, but it's part genetics and part of my parents wanting me to not struggle, so didn't watch for perfectly healthy plates. Sometimes when young it was getting me fed. Yes, I'm different than y'all, but I'm also a person who bleeds and cries some days. Edit, thanks for the award. Edit 2, correction to last edit now, awards. America is huge. I've heard of people visiting the US and thinking they could see the Golden Gate Bridge in a day when staying in Ohio. That's a 2-day drive. Also, America has every type of environment. We have temperate climates, deep forests, mountains, beaches, volcanoes, deserts, swamps, bluffs, grass plains, lake towns, and even jungles and rainforests in Puerto Rico. If you want to experience something, most likely America has it. And that was just in the USA. If you're referring to the American continent, then obviously there's more. Edit. To the credit of many in the comments, we also have rainforests in the Pacific Northwest. I had never been out there and had no clue. This country really is big, lol. Edit 2. Looks like my 2 days to get from Ohio to the Golden Gate Bridge takes longer than that. Thanks, commenters, for pointing that out. And this goes for some people in America as well. Florida man is only a thing because the state of Florida has really weird rules about how crimes are reported / put into the public record, so stories out of Florida just make better tabloid headlines and clickbait if you're an editor scrolling through the AP feed looking for wacky stories. If the exact same incident happens in California and in Florida it would be reported as drunk Florida man rapes alligator at Wendy's drive-thru, while in California it would be California man arrested for public drunkenness and cruelty to animals. We hate our politicians as much as non-Americans do. We do indeed have a few good ones trying to do the right thing, but they are heavily outnumbered by both people / votes and money. It's not that we don't want to visit other countries, it's that for the majority of Americans, Canada and Mexico are a day or 2 drive away, and paying over $1,000 to get a round-trip ticket overseas isn't something a lot of people can justify buying. A lot of people here are actually pretty nice, financially struggling and just trying to get by, and strongly object to the government's cruelty. There are some brainwashed extremists, of course, like I'm sure every country has. But overall, yeah, we're just humans who would love world peace just like anyone else with the ability to rationalize with compassion. A lot of you guys give the US shit for being racist, but when push comes to shove, a lot of you guys have to look at a mirror. Not saying we're perfect, but holy shit. We're not all like what you probably see on the news. America is a very big country where you can see it all: beaches, mountains, rural areas, big cities, you name it. There's a lot of different people, and it's embarrassing to be defined by the worst of us. But also, our healthcare system is exactly as stupid and terrible as you think, and if you visit here, don't get sick or hurt. Our national parks are breathtaking. Stop telling us where various cities are located as if we're too stupid to figure it out. We know where Paris is. It's in Texas. Guys, charging to use the public bathroom is weird. We drive cars because public transportation is non-existent for most people. I live 10 minutes out in the country from my nearest town and 30 to 45 minutes from the nearest city. I have to have a car or else I'm not getting anywhere. We're just people getting by. We know our country has problems, I'm sure yours does as well. Generalizing an entire nation based on stereotypes is stupid. I only want to say something to Europeans because I recently went there on vacation with my biracial family. Y'all like to say that Americans are backward and racist, and that's true, but really I've seen just as much racism or more traveling with my family in Europe. So you take care of your racist problem and we'll take care of ours. Y'all are getting fat too. We're not even in the top 10 anymore. American cuisine is incredible and diverse. I don't mean McDonald's or bacon-wrapped fryer food. You have some of the best seafood in the Northeast and Pacific Coast. Cajun and Southern cooking in the Southeast, Tex-Mex of the Southwest, barbecue everywhere, and everyone has their meat and potato favorites. We put our pants one leg at a time like the rest of you. America is rich in ethnic and cultural diversity. Yelling 9/11 at us on COD doesn't do anything. We don't care. Edit, this is the most upvoted comment I've ever had by a long shot. Thank you guys so much. I will smoke a blunt in honor of everyone. A lot of your countries are equally, if not more, racist than America. Most Americans are not part of the far right or far left. Ice in your water is better. Fight me.